Hey there friends, and welcome back to another video here. I am really excited to be posting again on this channel. I know it's been a while, but I've definitely missed connecting with you guys and just posting content on here that could be helpful for all of you. I'll definitely be doing a video chatting about where I've been, kind of what's been going on, and provide a little bit of an update on where we're at in our lives at this time. But that won't be in this video. I'm planning on doing some 6-month planning and starting my next cycle of 90 Set Go. And I do plan on doing those in videos to show you guys my exact process when I do 6-month planning, when I want to achieve specific results, and also really show you how I personally use my 90 Set Go planning system. So I'll chat a little bit more about those things in those videos. But in today's video, I just wanted to go ahead and get my next week set up in my planner. And I figured that it would make a lot of sense to make this be the first video that I do getting back after a while of not posting over here. And we can just do a little functional planning. And yeah, so I'm going to start by showing you what my planner has looked like this month so far. It's kind of been a little bit all over the place, honestly, just because things have been a little bit nuts. But I just want to show you what I've been using in my planner, how it's been working for me, because I just started using the half-letter size of the Life Builder planner back in March, and I barely used it in March just because my kiddo had a lot going on. And again, I'll chat about that in upcoming videos. But in April, I was able to use it a little bit more. Definitely started out the month a little bit rough, not really able to use it, but I did set up my calendar so that I could have some clarity, especially around some things that I have going on for my kiddo. I really didn't even get a chance to do any monthly planning this month, set up my intentions, or even set any goals in my planner for this month, because we actually started the month in the hospital after having been in the ICU and all of that. So this just wasn't my focus. And I want to show you guys this because this happens, right? Sometimes life derails us from being able to be super duper tight and focused on the goals that we want to achieve and all of that. And we'll have these blank pages in our planner for a while. And we might not give ourselves all of the structure that we necessarily want to give ourselves. But I wouldn't have been using these pages anyway with where we were in life and what's been going on. So why would I take the time and use the energy to set these pages up when I wouldn't have been coming back to them anyway? And I think it's okay to have a mindset like that when it comes to planning, is to think about what it is we are going to actually need, realistically need, in the phase we are in life with what's going on. And our planner is there to serve us. I've said that so many times in different videos and courses and stuff like that. Our planner is here to serve us. So we want to make sure that we are investing the time in it that we are going to essentially get back out of it. So then on these couple of line pages, I was able to use for some planning for a trip that we went on. We did go up to Chicago for a few days. It's my kiddo's absolute favorite place. And we went up there. I wanted to give him a mental health break, and I'll kind of chat about it a little bit more when we get into the next video. But I was able to set up our packing list on this pages, and that's why I like to include a lot of lines pages in the Life Builder planner, is because when things like this come up, it's best to just be able to build them, have them stored right within our planner instead of in a separate notebook or something like that. We want to have pages in our planner where we can come make lists and make notes and all of that we can come back to really easily. So then we get into the first week of April, which technically started with Sunday, March 30th for me, since I like a Sunday start. And you can see I did not use these pages at all. We were still in the hospital at this point. There really wasn't anything for me to plan or figure out. Same thing with my weekly. I didn't put anything on here. I did not use my daily this week either. So flipping through, you'll see like this entire week is blank, but that's because I just didn't need my planner. I did make some notes like on Post-its and stuff like that, but I just wasn't in the need of my planner. So then we get into the week of 4/6, and this is where I did start planning again because we had the trip coming up. That was something that I had to plan and execute on very quickly to make it happen for my kiddo. So I definitely needed to be very intentional about my time and things that I needed to get done in order to do that trip for him, and also juggle a lot of new medical things that had come up and were getting started as well. So I did do a weekly setup here, but I did not come back in and actually do my reflection on the week. And that's because I was traveling. We were on our Chicago trip when the time came for doing the weekly reflection or check-in. And I wasn't about to worry about that too much when we were out on vacation. I just wanted to be really in the moment and make sure that we were enjoying our time together out there. But for the week of 4/6, the most important task was our trip to Chicago. We left on April 10th and we came back on the 14th. So that was definitely the most important task. I really wanted to make that happen for my kiddo. In terms of top 3 priorities, I wanted to do that packing list that I showed you at the beginning of the planner. Also, my kiddo had a follow-up appointment that was very important. We had 2 follow-up appointments that week just to make sure that he was going to be able to safely travel. We also went to see the new Minecraft movie. We didn't enjoy it, which was a bummer, but we did go see that. I wanted to make that happen for him. And then in terms of general to-dos, I had things like clean the dishwasher, change the sponge, thoughts on work and business, some changes that I know I need and want to make for moving forward. Also doing some April budget planning, buying items for the trip, and going to the bank were all things that I knew I needed to get done. So not a crazy list of things that needed to get done, but important stuff that I didn't want to lose sight of. So then I did also do my time blocking for my week because, again, I needed to make sure that certain things did get taken care of, like my kiddo's follow-up appointments, and making time to do some things that I needed to get done too. So this is what that week looks like. Nothing too crazy on these beginning days, just some things that I wanted to make sure we took care of, like celebrating my mama's birthday, going to see that Minecraft movie, the follow-up appointments for my kiddo. I went and got a manicure and pedicure while my kiddo spent a little bit of time with my mom, and different stuff like that. And then you'll see here toward the end of the week, we were on our trip, and I did go ahead and kind of block off what our itinerary looked like. But this was all trip time for us, which was really nice. So I did go through and use my daily planning pages that week too. I was able to really make sure that I was intentional with my time. I didn't use my journaling pages every day. That's still something that I struggle with, but I used it when I needed to, and I was able to stay focused and get done the things that I needed to get done. So here is Thursday. This was our first day of our trip. So I do not have anything really on here except for our flight and having a fun day with one of the people we saw while we were up there. I guess the only person we saw while we were up there. We don't know people up there. Friday, I did have a couple of things that I needed to get done. I wanted to try to get some work done that day, but I only did a very little bit. Saturday, you'll see I have absolutely nothing in here. And then I did let myself do some thoughts on work and business, got that clarity and stuff like that. But the rest of these pages, completely blank. So then that takes us into the next week. And again, like I said, we were traveling, we were on vacation. I did not do any planning for this week. I did not do a weekly setup, so this is all blank. But once we got back, this was a Sunday where I didn't really do any planning. And then this was Monday where I did list out some to-dos to get done, like cleaning up the Airbnb we stayed in, getting packed, planning content for the next day since I would be coming home. And then I also, on Monday, actually planned out Tuesday so that it would be nice and easy for me to come home and really hit the ground running because I knew that there were things that I wanted to get done. So then for the rest of this week, I definitely used my planner quite a bit because, you know, I'm back home. There are goals that I'm working on that I want to accomplish, and I am making sure that I am, you know, executing and getting that stuff done. So I figured let's go ahead and set up next week in my planner now that we've kind of taken a look and seen how much I have and have not been using my planner this month. And again, I just wanted to show you guys that because I just think it's so important to know that we don't have to have it fully filled out every single day, every single week. It's all about making sure that we're using it to help us be effective and accomplish what we need to accomplish. So for my most important task for this week, the week of April 20th, it is definitely going to be, you know, enjoying some family time for Easter. And that's really important. Just making sure that we're getting in as much family time and fun as possible. So with Sunday, the 20th being Easter, you know, we definitely have some things planned with family and we just want to enjoy that. So then in terms of my top priorities, my kiddo has a dressing change appointment. And that's something that I actually have to follow up on because they were supposed to call me back after we left the last one and they hadn't. So I need to follow up on that on Monday. Then we also need to do some homeschool this week. And the final one is I need to create a nice little spring cleaning plan. That's definitely one of my top to-dos to get done either before the end of April or within like the first week or so of May. Is some nice spring cleaning, especially with not having been in the home for a while. You know, things are not where they're supposed to be. It's been a lot of rushing and stuff like that. So I just want to get it back to rights. Now, some general to-dos that I want to take care of. I definitely want to do my May planning. So set up for the month of May so that that's not empty like it was for April. I also need to do May budget planning. And I do have a budgeting channel where I'm starting to get back on track with that one as well. I have videos that I recorded but hadn't been able to post because we were in and out of the hospital. So I will leave that link down below if you're interested in budgeting content or anything like that too. We'll also have a nurse visit this week. I am looking to get into adult coloring, so that is something that I want to start this week. I'm hoping that it'll bring a little bit of relaxation into my life. I haven't been able to read so much. I think my brain has just had so many different thoughts and all that going on. Even though I would really like to read, I can't seem to quiet my mind enough to actually do so. So I'm hoping that coloring will be something that helps to quiet my mind or, you know, at least give me some relaxation, even though my mind is probably still firing at all cylinders. So then I also want to do my work and business tasks, which that I will plan in my business planner since I've recently separated that out. I also want to look into some freelance projects. I need to just do some things work related that, you know, it's just been a crazy time. So I've definitely let my work fall by the wayside because I've, you know, been able to do that, but I have to get that back on track before that creates a problem. So then I also want to make sure that we do our Fun Friday. We are trying to get back on track with those. And also plan out some next items to do with my kiddo that he really wants to do. Okay. In terms of self-care and joy, I do want to do coloring. You know, I think that's important. And then some stillness, like quiet time. And then also craft time with my kiddo. So then in terms of intentions for this week, what do I need to do to feel aligned is really the intention that I'm working with. So I need to just kind of maintain the clarity that I have. And I need to get the thoughts that I have in my mind out onto paper. And that's going to be part of the 6-month planning that I do, getting my next cycle of 90 Set Go going and all of that. How will I stay focused this week? Well, once I have the objective, I need to break down my tasks and really just be effective about executing on those tasks, not really thinking too much, just having the tasks there and getting it done. All right. So in terms of additional life categories that need some more time for me this week, definitely my kiddo. I'm gonna pull this out so that's easier to write. And then also work or business in particular. And then really the home also needs my time. In terms of an affirmation, I think something that is positive and just reminds me of being capable. You know, I think that we're all really capable and we just need the reminder sometimes. So let's see. All right, so for the affirmation, I wrote, I am capable of handling anything life throws my way and achieving results despite the challenges. And I think that that is probably the mindset and reminder that I need to have in this season of life, and still wanting to accomplish certain goals, especially for my kiddo and some things that we want to accomplish in life. You know, I need to carry that reminder so that I keep going. So yeah, so that is it. I'm not gonna go ahead and do my time blocking for the week just because I don't really have a good idea yet of what that is going to look like. It's mostly going to be work, if I'm being completely honest. It is going to be a lot of work time, some homeschool time, and then Sunday blocked off as family time. So there's really not a whole ton for me to time block yet. I want to see if there's anything else that comes up. I need to confirm the appointment time for that dressing change before I kind of time block the week too. But I will show you that on my daily, I do have some tasks already kind of listed out. So like on Monday, I want to set up a snack basket for my kiddo in his room to make it really easy for him to have snacks. And I also need to make some juices. On Tuesday, my kiddo is going to go to his Nona nurse visit on Wednesday. So I just wanted to show you that. I do like to go ahead and pre-assign tasks. I think that's something that's important. And I know that I've chatted about it here in a tip video before, but I wanted to show you kind of how I do that. But I'm definitely looking forward to doing some more planning videos on here to show you how I use what it is I teach, the method and all of that. And you can see kind of that consistency like of the process. Even if every week isn't planned out, it's more the consistency of process. I know what to do and how to use my planner, how to leverage it in order to help me function even when life is going a little bit crazy. So I definitely want to start showing more planning videos on here, and I hope that that's something you're looking forward to as well. Cannot wait to start sharing some more tip videos. I have plenty of videos planned that I want to share and all of that. So make sure that you stay tuned. Make sure that you're subscribed if you're not already subscribed. And yeah, I'm looking forward to just connecting with you all again, I've certainly missed you. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure that you put a like on it. I'd really appreciate it. And again, if you're not subscribed, if this is the first video you've seen, make sure that you go ahead and get subscribed. I'd absolutely love to have you here. And for those of you who have stuck around even while I have just been just AWOL, like MIA, like for a while, just know that you guys are in my heart. You have my gratitude and appreciation. And I so appreciate your support and having you all here. So thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye.